What's up, everyone? All right, so here we are Wednesday morning, and I'm finishing the day up $25,550.20. Not bad. Typically, Wednesdays are my biggest green day of the week. That's not the case this week. Yesterday, I was up over 30,000. So today, a little bit less in profit, and kind of an interesting day. The four stocks I traded, all energy stocks. Only one of them had an actual stock-specific catalyst. The other were sort of a global energy catalyst, which can work and did work today. 25,000 is not bad, but probably these stocks would have been stronger independently themselves if they had had a standalone catalyst. So that's kind of not perfect, not ideal, and one of the ways I kind of keep myself grounded, even though $25,000 is a fantastic green day, on the other hand, I say, well, okay, good job. You locked some profit up, green on all four names, so give yourself a pat on the back. But then, what are some things you could have done better today, right? Because I don't want to just always be patting myself on the back. I want to be saying, how can I be a better trader and a better teacher? So what I could have done better today, I had a couple of trades that I took where I kind of chased my entry. I missed the perfect entry, and rather than just wait for the next setup to come to me, I just jumped in. The problem with doing that is that then I'm in a little too high, right? And so then as soon as it pops up, I kind of have to take that profit off quickly. And if it keeps going, then I feel FOMO, frustration. And then if I get in again even higher, now I'm repeating what I just did, except even at a higher price. And I did that a couple times. I had one trade with 12,000 shares on MXC where in just about a moment, I was up 70 cents a share. So that's like $8,000, $9,000 on the ask. The bid, well, I was only up about 20 cents. We had a 50-cent spread. So that, all of a sudden, I was like, this is a big spread for that position size, which I wasn't expecting. And I tried to sell on the ask, and I really couldn't get filled. I hit the bid, and with 12,000 shares, only locked up a couple $1,000s of profit, which felt a little discouraging. And part of that was because even on that trade, I had chased the good entry. It was a breakout setup, and rather than take a starter on a dip and then add into the breakout, I just had the breakout. And so wasn't picture perfect, which is a little frustrating, but we'll break those down during the recap. I'll also talk a little bit about some of my swing trades that I have in my retirement account. Those are all options trades. Not that I wouldn't maybe be okay with stock, but it's gonna just tie up a lot more capital to buy stock. So the option trades are a little bit of a better way for me to leverage and make some money in the retirement account. But one of the things that's important there is I don't want to take such a big position that I'm then staring at the account all day long or staring at the stock that I'm holding all day long. I want to be able to take it, set it, and walk away without feeling anxious. And so if you are swing trading or you take a position, you walk away and you're constantly checking your phone, oh my gosh, what's the status of the market? You might be in with too much size and you're not feeling comfortable there. So that takes a little bit of getting used to, because even for me, I just don't feel comfortable having positions open. So I go with smaller size, and the options are one way to do that. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're working towards 750,000 subscribers. We hit 500,000 earlier this year. Now we're at 600,000. So 750 is the next target, and then 1 million. All right, so help us hit those goals. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning, live streaming around 8:45, 9 a.m. for the watch list, and I hope you guys enjoy the recap. All right, I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. All right, everyone, so we're gonna do our midday market recap. So we'll go over the trades from this morning. The four stocks I traded, MXC, SNDE, USEG, and BLNK, all energy sector stocks. I'm up $25,520 or $550.20, which is a solid day. Yesterday was what did I finish yesterday? 41,000 on MTP, but I was up 30 something on the day, 33, 35, something like that. So, and then Monday, now I'm trying to remember what I did on Monday. Was it 12,000? Because Monday was the Tesla trade. So that's going to put me up, I guess, 12 plus 33, 45, 50, 60, 70,000 or so on the week. Not bad for Wednesday. We still have 2 days left, Thursday, Friday. So I'm working my way towards $500,000 in profit on the month. After yesterday, I was sitting at, let's see, let me just check. I guess about 450. So about 470,000 or so on the month right now, which is not bad at all. And accuracy is strong this month, 77%. It's definitely a little bit above my average, so I'm happy with that. Average winners and average losers have been pretty good, although I did have a couple of bigger losses earlier in the month. So today was kind of funny because I did have a couple trades pre-market, and I didn't do super well. MXC, really choppy. I was I don't know, I was a little annoyed at how choppy this was, even pre-market. It's an energy stock. It didn't have a standalone catalyst, but a catalyst just in energy in general. Out of the gates, it does squeeze up. So let's look at the 1 minute chart. So out of the gates, this thing all of a sudden rips up here, 1050, and halted going up at 1126. So I had trades down in this area for this breakout. It then opens and hits a high of 13, then halts coming back down. Drops back down here, consolidates sideways. And on this one, I was looking for the first 5 minute candle to make a new high, which was once we broke over VWAP right here. And we got the break of 11, and this ripped up here to high of 1440. So this break of VWAP, if you go back and look at the month of June, some of my biggest green trades were on this setup right here. The break of VWAP, the first pullback, and then adding sometimes a trade right here, but then adding big size for that squeeze higher. Big size on this one was 12,000 shares. That was the biggest position I took. And so 12,000 shares of this stock at $11 is about $130,000 or so, 120,000. So it's a big position, dollar amount wise. Although at the same time, using $100,000 or $130,000 of buying power to make $19,000 would be a great ROI. Not that it was one trade, but that was sort of the most buying power I used today. SNDE, and unfortunately this is halted coming back down. It's back at the VWAP now. And although I'm glad that it broke the pre-market high of 13, I'm not sure that I would go back for it. So I'm just going to leave that one alone for the rest of the day. SNDE was the second stock that I was trading, and I did take a trade on it pre-market. We had the first 5 minute candle that made a new high right here. It was a great setup, and you know what happened? I missed it. I missed my entry right here at about, 388. And so I chased it. I bought it at $4, 20,000 shares. It pops up to a high of 410, then up to 420. I took my profit off the table. It pulls back. Now, 20,000 shares of this, a $4 stock, is $80,000. $80,000 position, making $4,000 on it. Not the best there, but again, my risk on this wasn't that I was going to hold and lose potentially 80,000. My risk was from the initial entry at 4 back down here to about 85. So I was risking about $2,500. We did get a nice red to green move on this, a break of VWAP and a squeeze here up to a high of 480. But it was honestly a little hard to trade and a little choppy, and I just felt like I was chasing it. So I had one trade right here that I took. Let me get my arrow up. And this trade here, I bought the red to green move, but I bought it at 4, and I bought 25,000 shares. I thought it was going to break 410 and rip higher. It drops down, and I lost $5,000 on that trade. It comes back up a second time. I got back in this time with 25,000 shares again, and it rips up here to 40. Micro pullback, pops up, and then flushes down, and then rips back higher. So I made back what I lost and got green on the day on it, but I really didn't find or feel that it was easy to trade. I felt that it was quite choppy. So a little disappointing there. USEG, this one was actually a smaller position. It was for the break of 750 right here. So we had this high, halt going up, pull back, and when it came back up, I got in for the break of 750. It hit a high of 832 before pulling back, and then actually coming back up higher to 870. BLNK, had a quick trade on this one. Generally, I had low expectations for it, but I was willing to give it a try. But as you can see, it is a very choppy stock. So MXC was the biggest winner today. That was the one that I did quite well on, and it was on the break of VWAP where I made the most money. My pre-market trades on it, they weren't that great. It was in this area and it dropped back down, sold off, so that was kind of disappointing. I'm trying to remember where that was. It was, oh yeah, I was trying to buy the first 5-minute candle to make a new high right here. I thought this would break and then squeeze higher, and it came up double topped and then flushed down. So $25,000, not a bad way to finish the morning. I may be leaving a little money on the table by saying I'm going to call it a day here, but I don't mind. I guess I don't mind doing that. So, and then a quick check-in on my longer term account. So this is my retirement account. We talked about some trades yesterday. I closed my Apple trade. I'm still holding an Etsy trade and a SPY trade. Neither of them are up a whole lot today, but that's fine. Etsy, ETSY is kind of interesting here. This does have earnings coming up. Let's see, what's the earnings date? ETSY earnings date. And these were swing trades. Earnings say August 5th. So right now, even though the market came back basically to highs, this one has sort of been coming back down. There's a little bit of a divergence there. So I'm looking at the 115 as clearly resistance. After such a big move, I'm not sure that I really see 99 yet as being support. I mean, it did come down to 100 and then bounced off it. So I'm not sure on this one that I would really feel comfortable doing like a put at 100. We can look at the cost of it. So if I did a put at 100, this is next week, I could sell this right here for $1.84 per contract. So 10 contracts would net me $1,800. But then if it drops below 100, I'm gonna own 1,000 shares at $100. So I could go a little further out. I could say, all right, well, what's the low of this pullback? 99. You know, let's just say 90. It's probably not going to go below 90, right? But if it does, I'd be assigned the stock. So how much would I make if I sold the 90s? Well, basically nothing. That's not even really worth it. If I sold 10 contracts at that, I'd make $150. But I'm risking owning 1,000 shares at $90. That's $90,000 of stock. So, you know, it's kind of tough sometimes finding the right spot where it makes sense on the chart and also makes sense from the P&L standpoint. The August 7th, those are all going to be higher priced because earnings is on the 5th. So that I wouldn't want to be holding that one, at least not through earnings. So yeah, at this point, I sort of have two thoughts. One would be, well, it is stair-stepping down a little bit. So possibly I could sell more 115 calls. So next week's 115 calls, let's see, 68 cents here and the 121. So let's see, like this. So if I did that, that would net me a credit of $420. So that, you know, $420 in my pocket as long as it doesn't break 115 by the end of next week. And each day I would benefit from a little bit of time decay, could maybe cover it Monday or Tuesday at 90% of profit. So actually, if we look back at this position, so I did that same trade and it expires on Friday. And you can see right here that the 115 calls I sold at $1.34. And then I bought the 121 calls at 79 cents. So it's a spread. They're currently trading at 13 cents for the ones I sold and 8 cents for the ones that I bought. So at this point, I've basically realized 90% of my profit and I can cover it for 5 cents. So I think at this point, it makes more sense just to cover it than to risk the winner turns into a loser or something happens. 5 cents isn't going to make a big difference over the next 2 days per contract. But in terms of looking for a new position for next week, as I'm kind of closing that one out, I could either do 115 again into next week, or I could do something down lower where I actually sold a put. But selling the puts is going to tie up more buying power, so I'm not sure. Not sure I want to do that. I think that I feel like it's a little bit better to, if I'm going to sell the calls, to do it on a day where the market's up a little bit, just because obviously they'll be higher in value. This is already down a couple days in a row, so maybe I'll see if it pops up a little bit tomorrow and we have a green day. Maybe that would be a good time to sell it. And this could be an okay time to sell the puts because they're going to be a little higher in price, but it's a little bit more risk given this chart pattern of kind of stair-stepping down. And 99, 100 would be way too close. 96, which is a little further down, I could consider, but I think the fact that while the markets continued to go higher, has kind of diverted a little bit from that. Makes me a little nervous being on the long side of it. So anyways, I'm going to think a little bit about those trades for my longer term account and see if I can just have a couple things on the side as swing trades that are making a little bit of money, which, it isn't a lot, all things considered, but the open P&L on this Etsy trade is, I don't know, whatever it is, $466. So, kind of just slow profits, not too stressful. A little bit of profit on the S&P, down a little bit today on that, but not that much. So, all right, I'll keep you posted on these, and maybe I'll have some new positions that I'll take today. We'll see. And I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. Hopefully we have some good stocks on the scanner tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. We can finish up the week. Last week, best day of the week was just under 100,000. Best day of the week here this week was yesterday, so in the 30s. So I'm hoping that maybe I get a day where I crack 50,000 this week. That would be nice, but we'll just take what we can get. So that's it for me. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I will see you first thing tomorrow morning. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Help us hit 750,000 subscribers by hitting that subscribe button, and stay tuned and check out some of my other awesome uploads right here on YouTube.